Before moving on to the new topic, you have been provided with some links which are some practice questions on crypt arithmetic. You can follow these links and view some videos, interesting videos, which can be used for boosting up your memory power. And this has been included in the notes of the new topic. So you don't need to worry about taking down these links right now. View this whenever you get time. It's a time passing event and you can utilize the solving techniques. So practice makes it everything. So you will be thorough with the crypt arithmetic problems. So let us move on to our new topic of discussion, that is means ends analysis in AI. This is the final topic of discussion in heuristic search methods. We have seen many heuristic search methods like hill climbing, best first search likewise, where we use information for guiding our path searching methods. So this one is another or final searching method which is known as means ends analysis. Let us see how it works. So means ends analysis is I'll be using this MEA, the word MEA for means ends analysis throughout this discussion. So we have strategies to reason either in the forward or backward direction. We can use searching strategies either in the forward direction or in the backward direction. We can use a combination of these two also. We have seen in earlier classes that whenever we have a problem which is so complicated or which is large enough, we may have to move from both the direction, from the initial state as well as from the goal state, and find a common point of intersection to solve or compute the search path from initial state to goal state. So this is possible. We can move forward as well as we can move backward. So complex problems uses a mixture of these two. Such a mixed strategy make it possible that first to solve the major part of a problem and then go back and solve the small problems formed during combining the bigger parts of the problem. So whenever we are splitting a problem into small modules, we'll be solving these modules and we'll be combining them, and we may have to find a common goal from this combination. So for using such techniques, we use means end analysis, or such a technique is called as means ends analysis. When we go through some examples, we will be clear about this topic. So MEA is a problem solving technique used for limiting searches in AI programs. So here we will have a limited number of searches. For reducing the search paths, we will be using MEA problem solving technique. As I said, it is a mixture of backward as well as forward searching technique. This technique was introduced in 1961 by two scientists that are history about this MEA search algorithm. So this was used in the general problem solver GPS. The MEA analysis process is centered on the evaluation of the difference between the current state and the goal state. So whenever we are having some state, we have to apply operators on that state after making that state as current state. So whichever the state be, it should be made as current state before applying operators on it so that it can create a new state. That was the thing we have been looking all through these sessions. So here again we will be having a current state. We have to compare this current state with the goal state. Naturally there will be difference between them because the current state is not the goal state. So when they are two separate states, they will be having differences. And we have to record these differences, and these recordings are called as, the table which we use to record these differences is known as the difference table. So we'll be finding the difference between two states. One is the goal state and the other is the current state. And we have to apply operations on these differences. Suppose there are 5 differences between the current state and the goal state. We have to apply 5 operations on these differences so that these differences can be reduced or minimized. So on minimizing these or reducing these differences, we get a new state. And that state is being converted into current state. Again we are comparing that current state with the goal state. So this process is continued until these two states, the comparing state, that is the current state and the goal states, are with no differences. When they don't have any difference, we can easily say that the problem is solved. Otherwise we have reached the goal state. So this is the process which is followed in means ends analysis. So let us see how it works. It is a recursive problem because we are repeating it again and again. Which portion? On applying operations on current state, we will be getting a new state. It has been made as current. We will be comparing that current state with the goal state. We will see some differences between them, and we have to reduce these differences by applying new rules or operations. Then again we will be comparing this with the goal state. This process is repeated until we reach the goal state. That is, no difference is found between the current state and the goal state. So this is a recursive process. So means and analysis process can be applied recursively for a problem. These are the steps for describing MEA technique for solving a problem. We evaluate the difference between initial state and the final state. So first we will be having an initial state and it is compared with the final state. For comparison, we have to evaluate the initial state. Then we should select various operators that can be applied for each difference. So for every difference there should be an operator, then only we can remove that difference. When we remove the difference only we can approach to the goal state. So when all the differences are removed, we will be reaching the goal state. So for each differences there should be some operation to remove that difference. Apply the operator at each difference which reduces the difference between current state and the goal state. These differences are recorded, as I said before, in a tabular form which can be called as the difference table. So the differences in each of the steps are recorded in a table and the table is known as difference table. So in the middle we will be having operator subgoaling. MEA detect differences between current and goal state as we stated before. Then we will be applying operators to reduce the differences. Then only we can reach to the goal state. On each application of the operator we will be reaching near to the goal state. Sometimes operators cannot be applied to current state. There may be situations where we cannot apply any of the operators to reduce the differences. Then what we do is we create a subprogram of the current state in which operators can be applied. We can divide that current state as a combination of small units, and the operators can be applied to these small units. So whenever we are not available with operators to be applied on a state which is the current state, to reduce the number of differences with the goal state, we have to divide the current state into sub-states and apply the operators. So whenever there is no operators to be applied, we have to apply on the current state. There are operators, but we cannot apply them on the current state. Then what we do is we have to divide the current state into sub-problems. Then we can apply operators on the sub-problem. This is called as backward chaining. That is, we are dividing a goal into sub-goals, which is known as backward chaining. So backward chaining, where operators are selected and then sub-goals are set up to establish the preconditions of the operator. This process is called as operator sub-goaling. We are creating sub-problems for utilizing the operators available. That process is known as operator sub-goaling. Then let us see how the algorithm works. We are evaluating the status of the current state. We capture problems in the current state and define the target state. Make a comparison between the current state and the end state defined. If they happen to be same, we don't have to do anything because we have already solved the problem. If there is no difference between the defined target state and the current state, or else if they have difference, then we have to go to the next step. So we are recording the differences between the two states, then transform these differences into adjustments to the current state. We are applying the operators to reduce these differences on the current state, which is known as making adjustments to the current state. Then determine the right action for implementing the adjustments in step 5. We have to remove that difference and we have to select the correct action or operation to remove the difference which we have recorded. Then execute the changes and compare the result. Whenever we apply the operation, we will be getting a new state and we have to compare that state with the target goal. Again, these steps are repeated if there exist differences between the then obtained current state and the goal state. So this is the working of MEA. Now let us see an example of MEA with a simple figure. So this is the initial state. We have a circle, a square inside it, and a dot outside the circle. So just compare this is the goal state. Compare the sizes and shapes available. We have only two symbols in this goal state. One is a circle and a square, whereas we have three in this initial state. One is embedded in another We have the square inside the circle. The square is small in size. We have a dot. We don't have a dot in this. Square is bigger in size. Instead of placing the square inside the circle, we have the square outside the circle. So these differences need to be removed step by step or operation by operation so that we reach to this state. So this process is known as MEA. So get to the goal state by finding differences between the initial state and goal state and applying operators. These are all we have discussed in the previous slides. To solve, first find the difference between initial state and the goal state. So we have found out the differences between these two. There are many differences between these two. We have to remove all of these differences so that we are ending with a figure which is very similar to this goal state. For each differences, generate a new state and apply operators. The operators available for this problem. Let us see. The operators available for this problem is move, because we may have to move this square from inside the circle to the outside circle, outside portion. So move is an operator required. Then we have to delete unwanted symbols. We don't have a dot in this goal state, so we may have to remove this. So delete is an operation. Then we have to enlarge the size of the square. For that we are using an operator expand. For simplicity, we are making these operators and a small figure having some differences. So let us see how it works step by step. First, we have to evaluate the initial state. This is our initial state. So evaluate the initial state and compare initial state and goal state. Here is the goal state. This is the initial state. We have to evaluate this and compare this with the goal state. Evaluation means we have to specify what are all the differences remaining with these two figures. Next one is apply delete operator. So we have seen some differences between initial state and final state or goal state, and we are applying operators one by one so that the initial state or the coming up states are moving nearer to the goal state. So check the difference. No dot symbol in goal state. So we have to remove this dot from this initial state. For that we can use delete operation from the available three operations. The dot is present in the initial state. Apply delete operator for removing this dot. So when we apply a delete operator on this figure, we are deleting this dot. So the new state will be this one without a dot. Then what we have to do? We have to compare this state with the goal state. Again there is a difference because the square is outside the circle. So we have to take this out of the circle. For that we don't need to use delete. We cannot use expand. We have to use move. We have to move this square from here to here, because that is the location in this goal state. So apply the move operator. So delete creates new state. This was our initial state, and with the delete we are having this state, and we are applying move to this state so that we get this state. So on moving this square from inside to the outside area of the circle, we will be getting this image or this state. And then we have to compare this with the goal state. Still there exists a difference. Although it seems like same one, the size of the square is small when compared with the goal state. So we have to make it bigger using the expand operator. So let us move to the next operation. Apply expand operator to the current state. Now the current state is this one. So this was the new state generated with a move command or move operation. Then the difference is found. The difference is that the size of the square is smaller when compared to the goal state. We have to make it bigger by using the expand operator. So when it is expanded, we are with the goal state. So when we compare this with this figure, we are having the goal state. So this is the working of MEA algorithm. We are finding the differences from current state to that with the goal state, and these differences are recorded in a difference table. We have to apply operators to minimize or reduce the number of differences. As the differences are being reduced step by step, we will be getting new states. Slowly and steadily we will be moving to the goal state when all the differences are removed by successively applying different operators available on those states. So this is how a problem is being solved in or using MEA searching technique.